Oh, I've been live the whole time. Hi. A message popped up on the screen as soon as I pushed the go live button, and I was like, what does this say? Anyway, hi. So I don't really expect anyone to necessarily tune in live because it is late, and I haven't been on live. I haven't been really active on YouTube in a long time. Not really. And those of you who are old school viewers know this to be true. If at whatever point you happen to see this video and it's your first time checking out my channel, hello, welcome. My name's Kelly. And oh my gosh, it's actually a person, or is that me? Do I count as one person watching? Whoever it is, hello. So yeah, I've had this channel now for some years and was very active for a while and then just stopped because I felt like I had gotten to the point where I was, I like I kind of said my piece, I think. And I, also was very tired of doing all the work of editing and all that. So I kind of gave it a rest. Look, there's actually people late at night checking this out. Hello, everybody. Hello, it's been a long time. I don't know if you've been with me before or not, but I have not done this in a long time. I went back to my normal, very private life, which has been cool. But some things have come up lately that made me feel like, well, maybe I should go. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn on the fan because it's warm. I was cold, which is why I'm in my thermals, because it is winter time right now and it's chilly. But I had the heat on and maybe I'm nervous, I don't know. But I haven't done this in a long time. So I was saying I really got back to just enjoying my normally very private life. I don't always just show up on camera and talk to people I don't know about what I'm doing. Hey, Warren, what's going on? Tell me where you guys are, by the way. Like, I'm curious about your time zones. Hola, Jamie. I'm in Cali. So it's like midnight 30 here, or something like that. And I was up, okay, and so this was inspired immediately by an email I just got from a viewer who, I posted it in my community page, North Carolina. Okay, so you're up late too. Yeah, I just read this email a few minutes ago from a viewer. Alabama, all right, y'all, down south, nice. So this email came in and I was really touched by it because it was saying thanks. I posted it on my community tab, so if you go there, you can read it. I just put it up. But it was basically saying, hey, from Atlanta. Wow, all the Southeast, that's interesting. What's up, you guys? But the email was from someone who just was basically saying thank you for the DR videos I did, for a long time, and how it reminded him of some years he spent growing up overseas with his family, his mom, and friendship he made and all that. And I was like, oh, I was just really touched by it because it definitely it made me remember, much of my DR life and what it was like to share that with my son, to offer that to my son. So very nice. So between that and some other things that I've been thinking about lately, I've been feeling kind of nudged to come back and start talking to folks again and sharing like what the process is. Like, okay, so I live this chunk of my life in this place. I still have people that I'm in contact with there, both locals and friends from other places. And they're like, when are you coming back and what's going on? And this is the longest stretch I've had, by the way, not being in the DR since I lived there, which is not quite a year, but almost a year. Oh my God, I feel like, I'm thirsty, I'm drowning, I need a taste. So, but I've been doing other things. I'm completely transitioning to some other stuff, not away from the DR, but like in addition to the DR, right? It's not just that anymore. So I look forward to going back and seeing people and having some things that I'm working on there evolve. Whoops, but that's not all there is. There's more. This is my late night do. Am I from DR? No, I'm not. I'm from, so I say I'm from California. I was actually talking to a friend of mine recently and he's like, you're from DC because you were born in DC. And I was like, I'm not from DC. I was born in DC, but I was raised in Cali. So it's another conversation, but I was like, if you want to tell people I'm from DC, you can tell people I'm from DC, but I'm not. I didn't go to school there. Well, I went back to school there years later, but anyway, total tangent. What was I saying? So I transitioned from the DR, into some other stuff. So I came back to California, but I'm already like, I mean, I've been back to the DR several times since then. I do keep in touch with people, as I said. I do business still there. And it will be a part of, what I continue to do and where I continue to spend my time. But it's a big wide world out there, and I definitely want to experience more of it. So I'm from the Bay Area. I saw that question. I was raised in San Francisco and then Oakland. So, and then spent lots of time in LA. Lots of time in LA because of my entertainment work, my creative stuff. Okay, so here's, I guess, what I'm going to share tonight. And it's probably going to be a little random because I didn't plan to do this. As you see, I was in my bed about to shut it down, but my brain was very active. And so that's one of the things I will tell you. So I don't know if you've ever lived out of the country or wanted to, or even like in another state or another location from wherever your current home is. But I don't know. People tell me, oh, it was really brave of you to move there and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, why was it brave, So maybe it is, maybe it takes a certain amount of guts or courage or running out of fucks, as people say, to like uproot your whole life and go plop down someplace else. You really don't know anybody and you really don't have the whole infrastructure in place. I don't know, but I guess I'm pretty adventurous. I'm definitely curious about the world and people and myself. Like, what can I do? What am I capable of? How good can this life get? That's my latest refrain, is like, how good can my life get? What else can you show me, God? What else can you show me, God? If I do my best, I feel like if I do my best, I'm trying to advance myself in different ways and, use the talents and things that I've been given. What's possible? We all see people that we admire doing different things in life, whether it's someone down the street or on TV or, in your family, whatever. And they're like, you're kind of like, wow, that's impressive. Or I would love to do some stuff like that. And so I figure, why not me? Why shouldn't it be me? So that's part of what leads me to do some of the things that I do. And I am thinking about already where I'm going to move to next. I have identified a place that I'm kind of enamored with. I got to check it out a little bit and see what's what. No sudden moves, as I say, but I do think that, there's more to come and lots of stuff to come. So I think coming back here to California was a necessary part of the transition to the next step. And I knew that before I left the DR. Like before I left, I remember feeling like, okay, this is great. It's a beautiful life, but what else, right? Like, how long can I just do this island thing? Because literally I was on an island, kind of isolated, right? And so in terms like professionally, personally, in terms of other things I wanted to do, I was very much in that experience. Thailand, yeah, I've been to Thailand. Bangkok, and then where else did we go? Someplace. It's beautiful. I would go back to, in fact, I had an Uber driver earlier today from Vietnam. We were talking about that. And never trapped. Exactly. Yeah, so Asia, I want to go back, and especially Southeast Asia. I really would like to spend more time there. But I think for me anyway, I just want to do as much as I can do in my life. Not to say that I want to be ripping and running all the time, because I definitely don't. In fact, I find that as I'm getting older, I don't really want to do a whole lot of hard work or, striving for things. And so I'm very much of the mindset that I don't have to work hard. I don't have to strive, like, in like the hard work kind of way. I just envision and like talk about it and write about it and just believe it and see it. And I'll get, if not all the way there, then close, definitely not where I am now. Not where I am now is not bad, let's be clear. And when I say now, I mean in whatever point, right? You can want to change, but it doesn't mean you're in a bad place. But you just want something else. You want something more. You want more, greater experiences, deeper love, more fulfilling days, more fulfilling work life, more fulfilling. My hustle days are over. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. You don't have to hustle like that. I mean, I hustle. It's going to sound crazy maybe, but I hustle mentally. I mean, if you could see my room right now, I have these signs all over the place that say like what I want, okay, so I'll read you one or two. Let me think. Okay, so here's one. It says, I live with ease and grace in all ways. Now that can mean a lot of things, but what it definitely means is I live with ease and grace. So although mentally, yes, striving, I don't know if you're saying the hustling part, but mentally where I'm thinking about what I want next and how I want to feel and what I want my home to look like and who I want to be spending my time with and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Because I do think about that and I do write about that. And it's not like it's the specific, like it has to be exactly this thing, but it's a lot of the feeling. It's a lot of how I envision some experiences, but really it's with ease and grace. I am not hustling. I am not cranking out stuff. That doesn't mean I'm doing nothing. Whatever I may be producing is just flowing, right? I'm just naturally meeting the people I need to meet and having the kind of interactions that are going to lead to me living with ease and grace and having the things I want to have in my life, which includes, as I see it, like, you know, 4 or 5 couples in the villa for a month during the summer or whatever. Maybe not 4 or 5, that could be a lot. 3, you know, a good mix, 3, 4. You know what I mean? Or whatever, insert your own dream. But yeah, I see myself living, here's another one. I live a luxurious international life. That's how I'm thinking, like, you know. So what's happening now? Because people are like, well, what happened? You're not in the DR anymore. What are you doing? I'm like, no, you know, the whole, I mean, what I've shown you guys in this channel mostly is about my experience during that time of my life, which was fantastic. It was phenomenal. I'd do it over again in a heartbeat. I wouldn't change a thing, even the bad parts, you know, like the difficult moments here and there. I wouldn't change those because that's what gives it texture, right? But that's not it. Just like that's not all of my life before that point. It's not all since then. Thank you, Jamie. What a nice compliment. So here's something that's going to come up soon. And I think I may do videos while I'm probably just lives, honestly, at this point, because I don't have the time or the inclination to do any more editing. In fact, right now in my phone, I have some videos, some like different clips I did at times when I was in the DR. Great stuff. And I just was like, I don't feel like being bothered editing that shit. That took me hours. You know what I mean? Like, I love you guys, but I love me more. And so at some point, maybe I'll sit down and go ahead and put it together. Because I do feel good when I finish them. It's like, oh, look what I did. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a project, a creative endeavor that I do take pride in. I will say I do take pride in the videos that I edited and like put the little, you know, what is it? Not the intro you see now. I didn't do that, but whatever it is, just the little graphics and stuff, that kind of thing. You know, it was kind of fun, but it would take a very long time to get that stuff done. So I don't know how much of that I'll do, so the lives. But guess what? I won tickets to Belize. Yeah, a lot of people thought I was Dominican. Yeah, for sure, me and my son. I mean, because, you know, it's like they're like other Black people. We're just a mixed race of some Europeans, some Africans, some this and that, you know what I mean? Which I am, right? I mean, clearly. In fact, I have my DNA done. I'm basically half and half, European and African. African won out by 1%, seriously. It's like 51% some African countries and 49% some European countries. Trip. You guys keep throwing me off, these comments. I always get caught up reading the comments. But that's okay, because this is like a flow. This is not a scripted or, you know, preconceived video. Oh, so the lives though. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, one, you're getting like the totally unfiltered, unedited me because I'm saying whatever comes up pretty much. But yeah, it's just a lot of work, you know, and I'm quite busy still doing, you know, being a mom and having my job and, you know, just life. And also in my spare time, even if I had lots of spare time, I don't know that I would want to spend it doing YouTube videos. So. But anyway, I was gonna say I won tickets to Belize. Isn't that awesome? Fucking awesome. 2 tickets to Belize. So I'm about to hop down there in springtime, probably like April, I think is the plan for that. Thank you, good mix. I'm excited about going to Belize. I've never been to Belize. The only place in Central America I've been, this was a long time ago, I went to Costa Rica as a teenager for like a student thing. And Panama a couple times, three times in Panama. And I mean, I guess it doesn't count when I touched down in El Salvador on the way to Costa Rica, right? I remember getting off, it was just a layover. I remember getting off the airport, I think I was like 16, and seeing men, like soldiers with big machine guns in the airport just standing around. And I was like, whoa, where are we? Which reminds me of the reaction a lot of people have when they come to the DR for the first time, because there's not so much soldiers in the airport or whatever, but there's just men all over, like security guards all over the place, have big old like shotguns, and they might be in flip-flops. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what is happening here? You know, if you've not seen that, you know, so that's why travel and world experiences are great, because, you know, you get your mind blown all the time in various ways. So it's just good to have your mind, I think it's good to have your mind expanded. You don't have the same old beliefs constantly. You don't want to never be challenged. You don't want to, I don't know, get stuck in a groove like same old, same old. See, at least I don't. I mean, what do they say? Familiarity breeds contempt. It's like contempt for your own existence after a while. Like, this is it? I mean, doesn't that happen to you guys? I don't know. That's, you know what? That's what prompted my move to the DR. This was, when did I first go? I first went down there in 2016. Your friend lived, oh, Belize, yeah, they moved there. Yeah, I've just heard it's beautiful. I don't know anything about it. I'll have to start doing some research, but, ambergris, okay, yeah, great. That's good to know, Belize. I'm not planning on buying any real estate at this point, but I'm just gonna go check it out. I need some beach days. Ooh, I need some beach days. I need some color. Can you tell? Like, I'm the same color as my background, pretty much. I need some color. Oh my God, I was looking at pictures of myself from the DR recently. Like, oh, it was good to me. It was good to me. So these comments keep throwing me off though. What was I saying? I don't know. I was just flowing. I was off of Belize. I was on to the next thing. Oh, being unfulfilled and like same old, same old. That's what it was. And so when I first went to the DR was in 2016. I went there for a summer, just a summer, as a professor at a university. I got a job. I looked online and I was looking at some stuff in Cuba, and then I got led to this thing, this organization that did these study and teach abroad programs, and one of them was in the DR, and it, you know, it was only when there was for a summer. My son, I think I've talked about this on other videos, but my son was really young, and I was like, I don't want to be in China for a year. I don't want to be, you know what I mean? So, and I was like I said, the only one for the summer was in the Dominican Republic, and I'd never been, only really heard about Punta Cana and beaches. That was it. So I thought, why not? Like, how bad could it be to spend a summer in the Caribbean? It's going to be great, right? And great job. I didn't love the city that we were in. We were in Santiago. The housing, we had a whole, if I'd had I did have a channel back then, did I? No, I didn't start my channel until I moved there permanently in 2018. Started the channel right before then. But yeah, trying to get settled in Santiago in terms of housing was ridiculous. Like, I won't say a nightmare, but crazy. I was introduced to cockroaches, like big time, everywhere. Ugh, girl. That's the whole thing. And, you know, I also learned how to keep them out of the place I ultimately live. But anyway, so we moved there in 2018. And I remember thinking before we left, I was like, I don't have a bad life. I'm not unhappy in my life. But I just felt like there's got to be more than this. Like this, I'm not fulfilled. I'm just plain old not fulfilled. And I don't want this to be it. You know, that's what I'm saying about the same old, not being challenged, not being introduced to new thoughts or people or ideas or anything. Ugh, horrible. Shoot me now, right? And so I opted for a big old change. And I remember at the time some people were like, what? You're doing what? That's crazy. And, you know, you're going to take your son. You don't know anybody and all this kind of stuff. What about him? How's he going to be saved? And I was like, this is America. You're asking me how my son's going to be saved someplace else? And they're shooting black boys every day for sport. I mean, I don't want to go down that lane necessarily, but come on. And so I was excited to go. I was nervous, of course, appropriately nervous and a little scared at times. And I had my moments of like, what am I doing? This, you know, like, you know, mild panic. But I knew it was just because it's natural when you make a big change like that. And so, and by the way, I'm going through some of that right now. because I'm making some changes, you know, in other ways in my life, and, you know, deciding what I want to do next, and taking some steps to just claim some new like creative opportunities that, I don't know, I'm just going to see myself in it and move toward it and believe that it can all happen. So when I report to you from the Venice Film Festival one day, don't say I didn't tell you. Yeah, I will search out more life. And here's the thing about that. So this doesn't mean, and I tell myself this a lot too, because, you know, sometimes it can seem kind of like, oh my God, she's just all over the place. It's not that. It's that I just want to experience the best I can. And that I don't want to be just rudderless, no roots, just all over the place. Look at the messages. No, in fact, I envision myself having several residences, if you really want to know. 3 is the number I think of right now, like 3 kind of solid ones. And I can just, you know, I spend maybe, I mean, I could live continuously, like 1 is the home base, let's say, but then maybe, you know, whether we take a vacation and go for time during the summer to number 2, maybe that's the DR spot, you know, or I'm in Cali. I'm in Cali for a period of time, some weeks or maybe a month or something, because I'm working on a project, or I'm in some other location because I'm doing something cool. Like, yes, please, that's exactly what I want to do. Then I come home and my family's rooted in, you know, wherever we decide home is. And it's fabulous. And I've got amazing friends. My American dream has nothing to do with America. I mean, not nothing, but it's just way beyond that. It really is. I can't call it my American dream. It just feels, you guys know about the ugly American. Back in the day, they used to refer to Americans who traveled as the ugly American because, and you can imagine they weren't talking about, you know, there's a particular type of person. You know, they'd just go and expect everyone to speak English and be rude and kind of, you know, like a bull in a china shop, kind of just indelicate and not knowing how to move among other people. And, so no, I'm not, that's not who I am. And so I look forward to all kinds of new stuff. So anyway, this may be boring, you guys. I don't know. I'm just riffing in the midnight hour from my bedroom. Because for some reason, that seemed like the right thing to do about 20 minutes ago. Oh, good. I'm so glad you enjoy them, Willie. That's fantastic. This is why I'm doing it, really. I mean, I get a kick out of it, but and by the way, I see that someone liked it. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. You can all feel free to give the thumbs up for whatever that's worth. You know, I guess I'm back in the game a little bit. Oh, but yeah, so you know what I realized? I do feel like there's a little bit of storyteller in me. Definitely some storyteller. And I write, like I'm taking a writing class now. I took another one, the same thing. I think it was like back in November. When I say class, it's not like we're being instructed. It's really just, it's memoir style. And so it's online, different people. And, you know, we're just prompted to write some things, read and write and whatever. I haven't been very lazy about it lately. I've written nothing since before the holidays. But my mind is very active. And so, you know, I have some journal stuff, but I don't really write that kind of stuff in journals. Like, anyway, yeah, I have an active mind and an active imagination, but not like pie in the sky, like for real. Like I do intend to be at the Venice Film Festival, you know, doing cool stuff and, you know, living in a few different places and, you know, I'm not gonna say exactly what was on my mind, but just imagine that it's all really good, you know, all really good. Great company, great music, great food, great, you know, scenery and, you know, creative projects. Like that's just, I think that has my name all written all over it for sure. Anyway, that's probably enough, I think, because I feel like I'm starting to ramble now, if I haven't already. But yeah, so I said a couple weeks ago, maybe I did another live stream, which was much more like in my living room during the daytime. But I was like, yeah, I think I may come back, and I've just been kind of tucked away doing my own thing now. You know, I do the real estate videos because that is still active, but not so much about like me and my life. So I might just pop in from time to time and shit. Don't go. It's gonna be like one person watching if I keep talking to you. There's looks like, apparently there's 7 people now, which blows my mind. You know, I'm like, who's up looking at this? Although before, remember, there used to be lots and lots and lots of us. So, yeah. So I said I just was inspired one day for whatever reason to pop on like this and start talking. And you know, it is nice to hear from people, even though it's an odd experience doing these videos because, of course, you're not here with me. I'm not there with you really, but you can develop like a connection, right? And you feel like, all right, I'm going to share, and I don't know, and people are receptive to it. And so, which I think really is a greater lesson about what like how humanity really is connected. Because think about it. So there's, let's say 8, 9 people, make it even, say 10 people on this exchange right now live, right? Wherever we are in the world. Don't know each other, have no clue, like nothing. It's just a number on a screen or a voice on a screen, or you guys are receiving it, or, you know, all that. Yet you can feel a connection to a person, right? Work watching a video. Oh my God. What a job. So you can feel connected without actually knowing, or you could even turn off the screen, right? And not see me. I'm sure visual always adds something, but if you have an interesting like dialogue with someone, or you're sharing some ideas that feel similar, like similarly rooted and similar values, that is where you establish a connection, right? And so it's not so odd then that, you know, like we don't know each other, or people that you, so I think that's why celebrities and people become, actually have some crazy fans who go over the top and like actually stalk them and think they're, you know, I'm meant to be with you, like, you know, not that, but it's because, you know, in a healthy way, there's some shared values, and so you can relate to a person. So, and I can be a little talkative, this is true, I'm a little chatty. Sometimes, not all the time, but on certain occasions I can be a little chatty. But yeah, so, and so I also realized that I enjoy the storytelling. Now, I don't always want to be on doing it, which is why, like I said, I went, you know, faded to black pretty much for a while. But, you know, when I feel comfortable and inspired, I do like to share and talk. And I feel like, okay, can you guys do this for me? Do this for me, please. Send me really great thoughts, like your best intentions about she's going to do this. Not just she's going to. Here's what I want you to do. I want to write. Like, I want the discipline to kick in, and I'm just like, can't stop writing. It's just pouring through me. That's what I want to do, because I have so much that I want to tell, and I want to write a book. And so I'm taking these writing classes, which are designed to like prompt me, and it's like a sleeping dog on the porch. I'm not moving yet, not really. You know, it comes in spurts. So, but just in general, right? Like, I just want that stuff to start flowing, and not only with the writing, but in other segments of the creative atmosphere, we'll call it. You know, I really do. I love this part of it. This is what excites me when I think about doing this kind of work. So could you please just send me your vibes, your good vibes, your love, your belief, your positive intentions, all of that is there. I am going to be like, I'm at the Venice Film Festival, you guys. Thank you, guys. I felt your energy. I felt your love. And you know what I mean? Or I'm in Belize and I'm doing my thing. Or yes, I did buy that house over there overlooking the ocean. Remember we talked about that? You know, like for real. We just established that energy is connecting us. And so I would appreciate, I'm giving, right? I've been giving for years. And it's not a tit for tat situation. I'm just saying that send me some love, would you? Por favor. Thank you. See, already it went up to 11. So there's something about this love vibe that works. What else can I say? I think that's it. I'm happy. Healthy, you know. Not island healthy. Oof, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful thing. So speaking of that, another viewer wrote to me just today, actually, and said that he also was recently in the DR, and how he noticed his blood pressure just totally dropped. You know, and I wrote him back and I was like, of course it did, because you didn't have all this American stress and, you know, like next thing to make the money and pay the bill and make the money, you know, that whole rat race crazy mentality. You are the energy that you give to the universe. That is so beautiful, and that is so true. I really appreciate you putting that up there, because it's just a great, see, even just reading that and feeling that is, you just did me good, Jamie. Thank you for that. And I assume your name is Jamie, not Jaime, because it's spelled like Jamie. But yeah, I was like, when we are not under the weight, the burden of always thinking and wondering and worrying, and okay, just the US and other countries have that too, the pressure that comes, and like, and then being fed, feeding ourselves and being fed with, foods that really aren't healthy. I mean, yes, we can all make a choice to only eat blah, 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 but I mean, the reality is we are bombarded with all this other stuff that is terrible. It's terrible. And I don't think it's, I mean, I don't want to go down the conspiracy theory road, but allow me a moment. I think it's, of course it's intentional, because if it were intentional for it to be otherwise, it would be, we're a vast country of agrable land. Is that right? What's the word? In other words, we can plant shit and it'll grow all kinds of things. And we do, but a lot of it is poisoned. We send it to other people, we eat it ourselves. It's a whole thing. And, yet little tiny countries that are barely on the map are like just catching fish out the ocean and selling it and eating it. And, not to say there's not dark sides in both places and great things in both places either, or also, but the point is, I'm not surprised that someone's blood pressure would go down, or that you would sleep better, or that you breathe more slowly and deeper, and enjoyed your relationships more, and had better sex. And I say sleep already. Just generally, yeah, felt more alive in life, because you didn't have all of the other layers of shit on top, which I frankly feel her all the time. I do. And I'm I feel like I'm a pretty positive person, believer in love, believer in all good things, but I also, if it smells like it, if it stings like it, they say walks like a duck, talks like a duck. There's a lot of stuff here that I don't like and that I do miss about my simple island life. So, and the beautiful part is that I know that so clearly now, after having had that experience, that I know that that is a part of my life forever. It is much simpler in other countries. Now, there's trade-offs for sure. You're not going to have your, delivered to your doorstep in 5 minutes. Like, that's, you can't get Amazon, by the way. But, and they even had, like in Las Terrenas, it was called Comida with a K, delivery service. But the guys on motos would come and bring you, you could connect to the restaurants and order whatever. So what is it, like DoorDash or something? Totally cute. Talk about a fraction of the price. Oh my God, like it's such a ripoff here. That's what I'm saying. Everything is so inflated, but it's like, what is it all supporting? Where's all this money going? Does it really cost that much? So anyway, I don't want to go down there, because that just changes my whole mood, changes the energy. I much prefer dreaming about and preparing for, what did I say? My luxurious international life. That's what I would rather. Let's talk about that. Let's float on that for a minute, okay? So, but yeah, so when I left, okay, so let me roll back a little bit. Since you wanted me to talk some more, I'll talk. This is for the people, the Insomniac video. And then I'm gonna get off. I said, I was talking, wait a minute, I lost my train of thought. Oh, wait. It was a good point too. It was a good one to end with. Hold on. I said, luxurious international life. That's what I was dreaming about. Something about that. Okay, well, anyway, I don't know what it may come back. I hope it comes back. Golly, it was something good. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't meant to be said. I'll take that as a cue. And I do know. Okay, so life is good now. My life is always good. I have a good life, right? I'm happy. I'm healthy. Lots of wonderful things. Oh my God, you're not gonna believe I lost it again, because I did that little preamble. Ugh. Okay, I'm not meant to say whatever that was. And it was a good thing. Oh my God. I can't believe I did it twice. Okay, I just have to trust that. Could you bring people in your life to do a Q&A? Oh, I can. How do I do that? I think that might be on StreamYard, I think. I don't know. Let me look into that. That's a good question. But you can ask me a question now if you want to. It's kind of live. Um, I can't believe I did that. My mind is tripping right now. Yeah, I'm tired and whatnot. It was a very long day. I traveled today, and so I really should be sleeping. Let me just say this about creating what you want. Just do it. Just do it. And well, here's another thought too. So there can come times when in creating the life that you want or that you say, well, not just say you want, but that you believe you really want. All the, you name your thing. For me, it's like freedom and types of expressions I've talked about, creative and homes and this and that. But for whatever yours is, it can show up. And as we know, sometimes or even often, what you desire shows up, but not in the package you expected to show up in, or not in the way, or the manner, or whatever the process you pick. But I'm saying it doesn't show up like we thought it would, because we can't, we don't know. But we say, okay, please let this happen. I'm trying my best, and then poof, it happens, and it's almost like a little bit scary. Like, what do I do with this? This package arrived to my door. Now, you know what I mean? Now what? And I think that's part of the stepping up. People talk about leveling up or whatever. Like, you get that promotion. You do start your business. You do fall in love with the person. You move to another country. Whatever it is, like big changes that you're just like, okay, I want to do this, and then it happens. I guess to some people, like winning the lottery, but that sounds a lot more like just a stroke of luck thing than like a heart desire. And so when they come up, it can be rattling, but I think that's part of the process too. I don't think the process is always like labor. Tomorrow you would feel complete. Yeah. It's not always like laboring to get to the next thing. Remember, we started out by talking about that it's not hustle hard. It's just open your heart more and flow and allow that to direct you and guide you. And then when it does, that guides you to a place that you desire and you're excited about, I think just trust that flow, right? Trust that flow. I mean, God says that, he will take us to, our heart's desire. He does not say we will not be overlooking some cliffs on the way. Like, calls a scenic route, but it's a little hair raising at times, right? So I think you just have to go with it and stay in touch, with yourself, with your God, and yeah, just keep in balance, I think. And then it will all make sense eventually, and you will feel you'll be safe. You know what I mean? I think for me, trusting God and just believing that that is my path, and knowing that as long as I see it and it's doing good things and all that, then it's inevitable. Like, why wouldn't it be? It makes me feel better to believe that, I think. I have no idea what that says. I'm like, is it Hindu? Is it Arabic? My first thought was Arabic, but thank you. We've had some thumbs up, so thank you for that. All right, you guys, I'm done. This is a long time that I've been talking, so thank you so much for just coming back and checking me out again. I kind of look forward now to doing more of these, and so, yeah, we'll meet again. Mwah! Peace and love. Bye. This was fun. I had a good time. I hope you did too.